Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sarah Be Too Good, where we learn to be too good to ourselves. I want to thank you guys for joining and watching this video. I don't take it lightly nor for granted that you choose to come in and watch this video week after week. So I appreciate the love and the support. Also, comment and share and tell me where you're watching this video from. And so Sarah Be Too Good is a safe space where we learn to be too good to ourselves. You guys, today what I want to talk about, what I want to encourage you, those who may be experiencing a difficult situation. You may not be where you want to be. And most times, if not all times, when we find ourselves in that space at some time in our lives, because I do believe that we all get a chance to experience that at least once in our lifetime. And so while we are in a space, in a place that we didn't plan for, didn't prepare for it, didn't see coming, we tend to lose our identity in that place. And so I want to encourage you on this day. Do not allow a temporary setback, because what you're facing, it is temporary. It will not last forever. Seasons do not last forever. I've yet to see a day at a place where not a day, but I've yet to see a place where there has been rain every single day. Same thing with the summer and all of that stuff. And so don't allow a temporary situation cause you to forget who you are, cause you to lose your identity. I was mindful of Joseph, and I know it may be easier said than done, but I'm going to tell you what you can do, to help yourself get out of that place. And so anyhow, I was reminded of Joseph when his brothers threw him in the pit when he was in prison. And so can you imagine he's in prison, but he has this gift. He's gifted, but he's in a prison. And so in the prison, he's cut off. He's shut off from society. He's shut off from everyone else. But yet, he had the gift to interpret dreams. And so his gift is what helped to promote him out of that isolated space, that space of being secluded from everyone else. But it was his gift of being able to interpret dreams that was his pass to getting out. And so, but can you imagine what Joseph felt like during that time while he's in this sunken place, while he's in this prison, he's cut off from everything and everybody? Can you imagine what he felt? Can you imagine the thoughts that went through his mind? Can you imagine the thoughts that went through his mind? But yet, he was still gifted. And so, although Joseph was in that space, that prison that he was in did not negate, did not cancel the gift that was on the inside of him. And so I want to remind you on today that you are filled with gifts and talents. Excuse me. And I say that because we are all God's creation, and we all have been given gifts. We all have been given at least a gift, and we all have been given at least a talent. We all have. And so do not allow where you currently are, that may be a total contradiction to who God has called you to be and where he's called you to go and what he's called you to do. Do not allow your current circumstance to dictate or cause you to lose your identity or who you are. And so I want you to be encouraged in that space. Again, where you are, just like Joseph was in prison, and the prison, that space that he was in, did not negate, did not cancel out the gift that he has. So it is with you. So it is with myself. And so you're still gifted, but you're uncomfortable. You're gifted, but you're in a place that you don't want to be in. You're gifted, you're talented, yet you're in a predicament that you didn't foresee coming, but you're there. But I want to encourage you, because you don't know when your ticket is going to show up, that is going to grant you your freedom outside of that space. Just like Joseph, the gift that he had to interpret dreams, when he interpreted the king's dream, that was his ticket. And so you don't know when, you don't know what day, you don't know the timing that your ticket is going to come. And because of that, that's why you have to be encouraged. You have to be encouraged. And so one way, well, not one way, but I want to share with you also on how you can encourage, not encourage, but what you can do during this time while you're waiting for your ticket to come, your freedom ticket to come. And so what are you doing in your free time? What are you doing? How are you spending your time? How are you spending your time? And so scrolling social media, watching television, and there's nothing wrong with social media. There's nothing wrong with watching a little bit of television, but there is something else. There are other things that you can do that's more productive with your time. There's other things that you can do that's productive with your time. I'm going to give you an example. And so I'm myself am in a place that I did not foresee, but yet that I'm here. And so it is so easy to forget and lose your identity because of where you currently are. And this is why you got to constantly be moving. You got to be doing, And so, but in that moment, I had forgot that I had completed a 40,000 plus word manuscript, y'all. I freaking forgot. I forgot because I was so fixated in this space that I did not foresee. I was so fixated that I forgot who I am. I forgot that I wrote my second manuscript. I published the first book, but I forgot that I completed a 40,000 plus word manuscript. I forgot all about that. And so what we do in our time, what we do in our spare time, and how we develop our talents, continue to sharpen our talents so we can be better. Whatever skill, whatever gift, whatever talent you have, it can always be made better. It can always be made better. And so I want to challenge you on today. When you're on social media, consider giving yourself a time limit. Set the timer for how much time you're going to give yourself to be on social media. Set yourself a time. And again, there's nothing wrong with watching television. There's nothing wrong with that. But, just set yourself a timer on how much television you're going to watch so that you can create time to fine tune, perfect, and, to perfect the skill, the gift, the talent that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob has given you. And when you do that, you're constantly be reminded of the king that you've always been. You're constantly be reminded of the queen that you've always been. Spaces do not dictate who we are. They do not. They do not. You're still the king that God says you are. You're still the queen that God has called you. Full of gifts, full of talents. You're still that guy. You're still that chick. And so I pray that what I've shared with you on today has resonated with you and challenged you to do things differently the next time. And again, you guys, I want to thank you for joining and watching this video. And until the next time, Sarah Be Too Good, where we learn to be too good to ourselves. I love you for real. And bye for now.